Hi everybody, Mark Dyer here from the Performance Center, here to go over the warm-up for our home program. So for the warm-up, we're going to start with a knee to chest out into a lunge. This is one we're really familiar with and have done a lot, but let's go over it. So we start in that tall position and think about driving your knee to your chest, not your chest to your knee. So driving the knee to the chest, grab the shin, 2-second hold, out into the lunge, dropping the hips, return back to tall position, trying to make it a fluid motion. All right, so we're going to do 5 on each side of those. Then we're going to go into the quad stretch with a hinge. So quad stretch, remember we're grabbing opposite foot, opposite hand, reaching tall, pushing our chest and hips forward, and then hinging at the hips, making sure that we're not just dropping the chest. So again, the side view here, making sure that we're driving the hips back, keeping that spine neutral and straight like a board, that way we're not collapsing. So same thing, you're going to do 5 each side on that one. Then we're going to go into our lunge complex. So we're going to take that wide stance. Again, it's all about that upper body staying tall. We're going to drop into a side lunge first, as far as you can go, while maintaining a straight leg and your foot flat on the ground. Pop back up into tall position, then drop into a wide squat, back up top, and then drive in to the opposite side for a side lunge. Right? Same thing, we want to make sure that we're keeping the spine neutral and not just collapsing the chest down. Right? Even in our wide squat, upper body stays tall. After that, we're going to go into some rotation. So we're going to go back to that lunge pattern with a rotation of the upper body. So this one we're just going to drop into a lunge, hands in front, rotate, following that hand all the way back, rotating each side, back up top, switching each side. Same thing, 5 each of those. Once we're done with those, we're going to go for a little more motion. We're going to do those inchworms with a push-up. So again, starting tall, full extension as tall as you can. Drop down, touch the toes. Then you're going to crawl your hands out into push-up position. Add the push-up in there. Crawling those hands all the way back. Up tall, reaching the sky. Make sure you go through those motions and you're taking it slow and controlled through all of those. After we're done with those movements, we're going to get into a little quicker activation. We're going to do those snap downs with a vertical jump. So remember, snap downs, we're working on our landing mechanics. So we start again, tall, full extension, and we're rapidly pulling ourselves into that strong athletic position. So reaching tall and snapping down into that strong athletic position. Remember, we want to make sure knee stays over the ball of our foot and is right in line with the hip, so there's no collapse of the knees. Right? We want to be in a stacked position. So you're going to go up tall, drop into that athletic stance, add a vertical jump, focusing on that strong landing position in each of those. After the snap downs, we're going to go into some core work. So we're going to start just with the plank series. The first one's going to be a front plank where we crawl, and you can either do tall plank position or you can drop down to the elbows. Right? You're going to hold that position, thinking about bracing the core. So remember, bringing the ribs to the belly button to really tighten that stomach up and brace the core. So you're going to hold that position 20 to 30 seconds before you go into your side plank. Side plank, remember we want elbow right under shoulder, so it's in a strong position. Drive the hips up to the ceiling, and make sure this top shoulder is in line with the bottom shoulder. That way we're not arching in this position. We want to open that chest up, stay wide, driving hips up, and body is straight like an arrow. So you'll see the side view. We want to keep shoulder, hip, and ankle all in alignment. Good. Once we're done with those, we're going to go into our final activation for the warm-up, which is speed squats and speed hinges. So remember, speed squats, we start in tall position, drop as far as you can into a squat, pop back and up top. Right? Nice, fast, controlled, smooth squats, and then you go right into the speed hinges. So again, remember, hinges, we're driving the hips back, keeping the chest tall, limiting the bend in our knee. Driving the hips back. So you're going to do 30 seconds of both squats and the hinges. and then we get into our workout. So that is the warm-up for day 1 of our home program.